See, we live. We live. We live. We live. We live. Welcome, welcome. I'm your boy Osiris the God. This is Jamaal the Fly God over here. And today is Saturday, Talk Your Shit Saturday. And we got quite a few things to discuss today. It's been a while since we had Mr. Jamaal the Fly God on.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been away, but been everywhere. So shit, it's been a minute. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to talk about. We 3 weeks out from this shit show called the election.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know where to start, man. I got a lot of shit to talk about. So I don't know.
Hey, man, start at the beginning. So I was born on November 8th. You know what I'm saying? Start from the beginning, dog. From the very beginning.
Hey, man, so I think the beginning gotta go back to, let me start. I ain't gonna go too bad, but let me start off with the wall. Remember the good old border wall Mr. Trump talked about? He promised that he was gonna build.
Yeah, it's gonna build a wall to keep the essays out.
Yeah, keep the essays out, because he said the essays, and besides the essays, the China and other entities was using the border as a way to get their people in. So he told the American people, I'm gonna build a wall to ensure our safety. I'm gonna put this money up. All right, so that's a history lesson most people know about, because we know what, that damn wall didn't get built. But you know what happened?
I never, because it would have been some essays to do it.
Yeah, you know what happened? So when the other party got intact, because I don't want your shit to get banned, because they're going hard now. So when the X-Men got involved and shit, they immediately said, man, we executive override anything Mr. Agent Orange is gonna do. So they literally killed all the funds for the little border patrol, and then next thing you know, 2 years within their term, we got the floodgates open. And then the myth was it was just, people from Venezuela, Cuba, and all South America. Hell no, it was China and African motherfuckers.
Everywhere. Yeah, everybody came.
I'm talking about groups. We go to Home Depot right now, and it's a group of Africans, it's a group of South American right at Home Depot ready to get it in. Deep, at least 20 deep. So now that they've been here, shit, they getting $1,500 a month plus housing vouchers, right? I'm like, damn. It came out, I know Chicago, they done dropped already about $40 billion on the immigrants in Chicago alone. I can't speak for anybody else, but that's 40 bill that I pretty much sure could have really eradicated the gun violence with the youth in Chicago. I really think that would have helped out a lot.
So you think, okay, let me ask you this. So you think, let's go down there for a couple minutes. What is the money gonna do as far as the guns is concerned for the gun violence in Chicago?
So if there's fun, right? Let's just say somehow we got access to $30 million grant fund to stop gun violence in Chicago. Out of that $30 million, we could do $350 gift cards, turn the guns in and shit like that. We'll have a floodgates, a lot of the old guns, of course none of the new shit, a lot of the old guns and all that shit would be off the street immediately, right? That's one little bit of that money. The other resource of money, we get them little wild AKA the shooters jobs. But here's what we do when we get them jobs. We don't pay them, a check of cash where they go cash in and go re-up. We give them gift cards where they go buy nothing but essential shit. Can't go to the dispensary. They can't do that. They can get all essential shit, like, shit like that. Then far as the education piece, we put incentives in where if you little motherfuckers go to school, get certain type of grades, we're going to give you a little stipend. Yeah, some people going to say, belly, why you got to pay these motherfuckers to go to school? Save your life, save my life, save their own life. I mean, we're giving money away, right? We just gave over $300 trillion away. I'm just saying. And I said, at least try with that, right? I mean, I'm not saying $30 million is going to completely stop the gun violence in Chicago. No, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying it's a start.
Yeah, I guess. But as much of a gun advocate as I am, I just don't see, like, that would never be me. Even as a shorty, that would have never been me. Like, There's no way I'm about to relinquish my firearm. I don't care much unless I just plan on selling it.
And how about this? How about this too? I got a program right now where I'm not even gonna tell you to relinquish your gun. I'm gonna put the money in this program called Stick Talk, where I show you what gun safety is. I give you a gun lock box. I tell you how all these gun safety tips, so you ain't got them little motherfuckers in your house playing with your gun. You lock it up. You know what gun safety is. When you pull your gun, you know how to do it. When you holster your gun. That's what I want to do. I'm not telling people to put their guns away. I would rather the shorties know properly how to use their weapons without no type of stigma or judgment towards them. Right. That's another way some of that money could be used.
I got you.
So, you know, I guess that's a conversation to be had.
We're probably gonna have to have that on another day.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a conversation to be had. But let's go back to the
other
people in the
X-Men.
In the DC universe and all that.
Yeah, so the reason why I call them X-Men, I'm just saying those things. So yeah, back to the X-Men. They getting off. So they open up the floodgate. So we got over what they say right now, over 10 million people up in this country that just walk their ass over the border and say, "What up, though?" Right? On the flip side of the world, Ukraine was in tour with Russia. We got Ukraine, was it estimated $100 trillion, right? To fight their war. And they call this a silent war because Russia said they sending people over there. They say they're not. So I don't know. And then I don't see nothing on CNN of no back and forth with these motherfuckers. So I'm wondering, like, okay, I went down a rabbit hole and went on, I admit it, I went on Snapchat. I mean, not Snapchat, but, you know, all the channels. TikTok, and I typed it in, Ukraine war. Why I see pictures of these motherfuckers getting federal aid from us over there. They turned up in club with money phones. You can Google this. These niggas got money phones, our money, playing at the club. All right. Now, here's the diabolical part about
I can use some of that. Right here in the good old United States of America, dog.
Here's the diabolical part. Here's when it started getting diabolical with the X-Men. You know, they funding the war with the Suicide Squad. So they give them Suicide Squad billions of dollars to kill innocent kids just because Suicide Squad said that was their territory because they were birthed there. So they funding Suicide Squad, doing all type of shit over there.
Now, when you say Suicide Squad, are you talking about the people that start with something that sounds like Tally, Sally, Bally, it ends with something like bands, like a bunch of bands?
Yeah, something like Jaws.
Yeah,
something like Jaws. Yeah, that's Suicide Squad. So yeah, because I don't want to get your shit snatched out. But yeah, so I
ain't making no money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't making no money. Ain't nothing they can take. They can't take what I ain't got.
So they funding a war over there where the Suicide Squad, they do what the hell they want to. All right. So we doing all these things. We doing all these things here, right? I mean, over there. And then fast forward to today when I'm talking about, here's the conspiracy theory. The X-Men gave the southern people that got hit with the hurricanes, you know what I'm saying, what, $700 allegedly for relief, and then it's saying that FEMA saying ain't no money around because they gave the money to all the entities I just talked about.
So I looked at it earlier today. It's funny. I had a feeling you was gonna speak on that. So I looked at it earlier today, and they said that the 750 is for like immediate essentials and stuff like that. That's what FEMA has budgeted. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that, you know, the upper echelon people, they really don't have anything to do with that. So the current people and the incumbent people don't have anything to do with that. They don't. That's not on their plate. But that's all FEMA, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, like 750, like that's all y'all gonna give people? It's 750. Like they had to. Some people I know personally had to board their stuff up and leave. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they're supposed to be able to, at some point, it's gonna get up to like $42,000 for whatever damages, this, that, and the third. But $42,000 on a $400,000 house it's not much, man.
I mean, if you think about what I just said, that the immigrants been getting $1,500 a month plus a housing voucher, and you add that up per year, right? Per one person,
cut that shit to $750.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got people that's born and raised here and been paying taxes here that need to get that bread. So cut that shit.
Now, and so here's where the X-Men, I think, is in cahoots with the Power Rangers, because the theory is that the X-Men don't want to help the Power Ranger states because they Power Ranger states, and so therefore we're gonna let the Power Ranger states state because the Power Rangers fuck with Agent Orange.
Mm-hmm.
And also the other conspiracy theory is that the X-Men, this is where it gets super diabolical. The X-Men is playing with some shit called HART, which is a weather alteration machine that plays with the weather, which is why people in Florida are saying, how the fuck you get hurricanes and tornadoes in the same goddamn time, which is an unknown weather anomaly that has never happened in America.
They say it's global. They say it's global warming from the fossil fuel being burned that's changing the temperature of the water out in the ocean. And we all know that once drastic temperatures meet each other, that something has to happen. That's just regular. You learn that in physical science when you're in 6th grade. If you didn't, your dumb ass need to go back to fucking school.
Yeah, but I mean, there's certain things like what you said is totally right. And then based on the atmosphere, that's why when shit go crazy, the hurricanes tear that shit up, which I get it. But the tornado part, that's the part where even the
tornadoes are a hurricane.
So in Florida, the hurricanes are natural in Florida, right? That's because of climate and all that. But tornadoes are not. Tornadoes are not natural in Florida. That's like Chicago getting hit with a hurricane. Like, hell no. What you talking about? Lake Michigan got currents like that? How did that?
Right.
So the fact that you have what they say, they had over 300 tornadoes touch down in one night, even the nerdiest motherfuckers scratching their head like, that's not physically possible. Like, where, you know, they going nutball all on the social media with it. So the conspiracy theories are saying that, you know, and at this stage, when we say conspiracy theories, we can't even say that no more, because even the wildest shit that motherfuckers that came out their mouth, aka Jaguar, right, has came to be true. That came to be true.
Hold on.
I know I caught you with that.
Yeah, I expect to hear that name. So, speaking of said person, it's Jaguar, right? The singer. Mm-hmm. You believe her? You believe in her? What she be saying?
So yeah, and reason why I believe her. So with her, I believe like 70-80% of what she says, because reason why I believe her, I seen when I was doing my
that started telling the world everybody business.
So and you gotta understand, like, what she's doing is a Cat Williams playbook. She making money and made it publicized. This is one of the reasons Cat Williams has so much information on people, because he is paying motherfuckers that's in these people's circles bags just for information. And unfortunately, that's how the game goes and been going. And they learned that because that's how they play. So with Jaguar Wright, by her being one of the, you know, when I was doing a little bouncing in person security guard, she was one of the up and coming songwriters. Her like Missy Elliott was like neck and neck, where everybody was fucking with them, trying to get songs, writing songs for Aaliyah and all that. So she's one of the people that was in the industry, and they drugged her and fucked her up early in the game. It just so happened that motherfuckers gave her the heads up, and then she went to certain people in the industry that kind of looked out for her. So the opportunities that I did see offline and talk, she been telling stories about that. And certain things motherfuckers be like, hey, you know, baby girl on the nose can't be hard. I can figure that. So I just think 70% of what she's saying is facts. Now, that whole shit with Common Sense, based on, and this is when I knew her and shit like that, her and Common Sense was fucking around for real. Like, they were kicking it. And so anytime you hear a woman say this, anytime you hear a woman say this nigga got a little dick, that's emotions involved. That's just how I go. Every ex would say they nigga.
Hey, regardless of how small or how large it was, you still fucked them.
Yeah. And so
he's still a body. You still fuck him.
right.
Regardless. Like
Right.
you say all that, then come back and then want to disrespect the manhood. But then why you give him some pussy? Why you just get up and walk out? If it was that small, like that's what I don't understand. Like if you was that disappointed when it came down to doing the do, why you say no, I'm gonna be a part of this? I don't understand that part. Like nobody was holding you there.
Yeah. So she's to me, and my man, when I told my man this, he cracked up. I call her the intellectual version of Orlando Brown.
Have you seen them two together?
No, I haven't seen them together. They got some shit together.
On that blue couch. You know what show I'm talking about? I can't think of the name of the show, but the one that kind of blew her up. Well, on that little blue
couch. That's supposed to be her people show. Yeah.
Yeah, her and Orlando Brown was both on there.
Damn, I can imagine.
You know, he nicknamed Patty Whack, give a dog a bone, crazy.
Yeah, and so that's the thing that I keep like. If a lot of them cats in the industry, dog, they fried out their mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? They heavy drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? They just not smoking weed. They own anything or whatever designer drug is out. And so a lot of these jokers' heads are fried on purpose because a lot of the shit that they went through based on, like I said, I always heard the stories about Puff, but I didn't never know the details like they get into it now. Like I heard stories about Biggie back in the day. Hey man,
what you heard about Big? What you heard about Christopher Wallace?
That Christopher Wallace was potentially into he/she's because it was, my man brought it up, back in the day, like, hey man, why y'all letting this nigga pass? He's saying the most homo shit ever. And,
he was saying some wild shit, and I was singing them lyrics like a motherfucker.
And then kind of fast forward now, the internet is undefeated. They done research and saw that all his early videos he had Transformers in them. Everybody know the Transformers. I ain't got to break that down. In all early big videos and LL Cool J videos, that they got the same Transformer in it. And this Leslie same Transformer was the industry thought before we even knew what thought was, but it was a Transformer. So it's one of them things where we just 30, 40 years now just finding out where a lot of this stuff, that's the meaning of selling your soul, that you finna do some Transformer shit to be put on that checker box so they can always have something over.
So you know what this is gonna lead us into.
Go ahead.
Your boy Diddy Bop. Bop diggly dog, figgle diggle with your diggle pickle. You know what I'm saying? My man, dog. Like, come on, fam. Like, I can't. I just can't, man. I just can't, man. Even when we talked about this back in St. Lucia, was like when we should have been recording when we was out there.
Yeah, we slapped though.
That shit with him and Meek Mill.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, remember I said that Nicki released the tape. The audio of that. Remember, and then the people tried to never saying it was staged, it wasn't him, it was somebody else.
It was boy.
Now I'm gonna fuck your head up now.
I feel like old boy off of Mrs. Side. Remember, he was like, "Nigga, I got the tape. Nigga, I got the tape." That shit look like Kane knocking your ass out last night.
Now, picture the audio of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And think back to what Puff was telling Fabulous on the show, like, I like it when you scrape it and slide, baby.
He was on Drink Champs. That shit always sounded crazy, dog.
And then now put that together with the baby oil. It all makes sense. Grip and slide and shit.
I'm trying to figure out who counted 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And why
they took a whole picture.
Why it came out to 1,000 even, not 1,003, not 995, but 1,000 even. That was just. I'm just
I saw a picture where it was like product placement where it was lined up all neatly stacked one behind each other and shit like that. So that's why they took the picture, because it looked like it was a stand in the store.
Maybe he just like Johnson & Johnson. You know. Man, when you start looking at all this, the shit that come out of people's mouths, man, like you start thinking like, what was Puff known for a lot of times? Take that.
Take that. Being one of the dirt dogs in the industry, robbing people. Listen. He had two of the top hip hop artists go straight to religion, from Loon to Mace. Loon went straight to a Muslim. Mace went straight to a Christian pastor.
Yep.
Black Rob was damn near homeless. Craig Mack died of kidney failure, all type of shit. Sean did a bid.
Man, he came out Muslim, and then let me see, Black Rob, he did now too.
Yeah.
Peace. Man, nothing but this.
So
everybody around you dying, dog, or going up for some bullshit.
But right now, low key, they picked his energy up low key, and nobody really paying attention to it. Gucci Man, look at many motherfucker go left on this label.
He addressed that in one of them songs. I can't remember the name of it.
I seen some shit where 1017 had like 7 or 8 people in the feds right now. And so that it goes back to
you was doing what you were doing before you got to 1017 though.
Yeah, but now that you at 1017, which most of these young dudes know until it's too late, most of your record labels are entities of the federal government. So now you rapping and saying this, and your niggas coming with you, and you thinking that engineer just an engineer. You thinking that company worker is just a company agent. No, they're the peoples. And they just sitting back. They smoking with you, drinking with you, all that shit. But they taking notes. We seen the Black Messiah and the Judas. You don't think that happened in rap?
Yeah, we seen how they got Malcolm.
Yeah. Malcolm. And Malcolm knew though. Malcolm knew he was gonna get it. A lot of people just felt like he was tired because they said he had a list of the hitman that was allegedly gonna get him anyway from the temple from Boston.
I would have loved to see him and Martin finish what they had started though.
Yeah,
they was the talks, and then we know for a while. Man, we went on to some other shit. This ain't even on our list of shit to talk about.
It all tie in because you think about those two, right?
So Martin was a motherfucking. Martin ended up being working for them people, right?
Well, no, I think Martin. They used Martin. What I found out, and this is why I kind of wish his true story is really told, because they paint Mountain as just this upstanding preacher dude, where he was a brother. I'm gonna say he was a nigga from the backwoods of Mississippi. The nigga had hands. The nigga was a pool shark. He knew how to shoot dice. Like, there's a whole little world that when he stayed in Chicago out west, everything people talked about when he stayed on 16th Street in Avis.
That's why they had to change his name.
You know,
change his name because Michael was out there getting it in, and Michael was also out there slanging that thing. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's the one thing that he couldn't hide. What they didn't want to hide is that the feds were sending multiple prostitutes to him. Like when he was on 16th Street, one of the people that was his neighbor would say that it'd be 7 hoes lined up at his door every day. And we kind of find out now the feds sent and paid for him.
Them records about to be unsealed.
And you know, it's government, it's public record that the feds admitted to assassinating.
Yep.
They admitted it.
Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah. And they also say that he wasn't assassinated on the balcony. He was suffocating in the hospital. And so I just wish that those two would have had the times, because what would have happened, those two would have found out that their era is like, and I would have had a feeling that, this is my guess, that King would have flipped Muslim.
You think so?
Then I think them two, after what transpired within the nation, them two would have did their own thing. And they definitely would have got gouged in.
Oh, they would have got knocked off quick.
Mm-hmm.
Not only you had a government, but what's my man? Elijah Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I think with all the stuff, all the turmoil that him and Malcolm had going on. I don't think. I think him bringing Martin in would have been like that's really like a shift in power.
Yep. That's what I think. Yeah.
I don't think it would have went as much as me today and how my understanding today would have loved for it to go that way. They understand it way more than I do. You know what I'm saying? Because
that would have been the first super team formed, and
exactly.
Like you said, the own entities, not even white supremacy, would even they would have been.
That'd have been Wolverine and Deadpool right there.
Yeah. No, and both them niggas got Thanos rings.
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
All got Thanos look. Nah, so exactly. Yeah, but it goes to a point that at the end of the day, it's really about the usement of people of color. Like, a lot of people, the super rednecks will say we want to kill all black people, but you can't, because if you ever get rid of it, your existence is just over with now. Because
it's tied to us.
Yeah, I mean, think about what's going on in Europe. They kind of keeping it mass here, but think about what's going on in Europe and Asia. Japan is paying niggas $2,000 to go over there and put babies in motherfuckers. Iceland is doing the same shit.
We the only people that can mutate like that.
Yep.
We're the only. So we are the aliens. We just said this shit. I don't know. We just said this shit several times on this damn thing. But we the only aliens that can mutate like that. The rest of these motherfuckers, they can't fish out of water, dog. We the only ones.
I think I realize. I think it's the other way. I think we are the authentic humans. Everybody else is the aliens. Because I think the aliens, besides like the motherfuckers that we're talking about, they show themselves when they want to show themselves. Now the shit that the government made, because the government made some wild shit over the years. Them the alien motherfuckers running around. These cyborg clone motherfuckers. Them the aliens. Them the motherfuckers that can't reproduce. You know what I'm saying? Them the motherfuckers that's having trouble. And what happens is when one of them cyborg or clone niggas get with a regular cave dweller, I'm gonna use that word, cave dweller, the gene is already watered down anyway, because they gene wasn't thorough anyway. And so to a point now.
Yeah, because it's recessive regardless anyway.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying, out of everybody, who has the dominant gene?
We do.
That makes us the alien, dog.
And I mean, I think it's beyond it, because think about it. And the most powerful thing out of us is the black woman, because she could give birth to all the motherfuckers.
Exactly.
That's the ironic thing.
So here we are. We didn't made another U-turn left.
Rabbit hole, yeah.
Yeah, rabbit hole shit. All right, so think about this. I agree with you as far as like the black woman give birth to any other race, because when a black man impregnates another race, you know what I'm saying, with them KK people that you talked about earlier, like their body typically is foreign to them. So their body tries to fight it.
Yep.
I'm surprised that they're able to reproduce with us like that, because their body typically it's a proven fact that their body will fight it to kill it off, because it's a foreign substance to them. That's just at its simplest terms.
And you absolutely right. And so here's the whole diabolical part about that. Why do you think so many young white girls want black brothers? Because they want to get that shit out their system early, so therefore they can start reproducing with them. Why do you think most white girls that start off black usually stay black unless the family is pushing them to go elsewhere? But usually,
honestly, I think it's just a fetish. I think niggas marrying a fetish.
Well, so Nick, yes, yeah, but let's call it what it is, because
it's a fetish.
Let's call it what it is. And this goes for niggas, white niggas, sand niggas, burrito niggas, Jinsu niggas. This goes for every nigga. Niggas will stick they dick in anything that has a whole substance looking like.
Yeah,
it's from fucking wood to animals to motherfucking toys to any. So a nigga fetish is anything that has a hole. Now the fact is what we in our culture don't realize is that one of the weaponized things they did against us was like, The black woman is the power source of that whole nucleus. She naturally has an energy, but that energy has always been tamed by femininity. What can we do to reverse that? Let's get these, excuse my French, let's get these bitches masculinity. That's why the average, even I ain't peeped it with white girls now. Even Latino, I didn't peep it now. I just thought it was sisters. No, it's all these motherfuckers. They are masculine than a motherfucker. And so the fact that most women are masculine, this is why relationships are shit now. Because what happens when we kicking it? Like, we respectful, we man, but at certain times we gonna get machoism, and so we not gonna sit up there and fight each other, but it's gonna be some type of minor competition.
Yeah, yeah.
But now when you're dealing with a woman with masculinity and femininity, it's a double-edged sword, because one, the balance is off on most women because can't nobody check they ass, white or black or Asian. I didn't peep that now, unless they coming from one of those traditional religious culture families. That's what I realize is fucking us up here in America. We don't have culture. We're identified by a fucking color. Black is not a culture. White ain't a culture. Now, when we start talking about the Jaws motherfuckers, yes, they go to culture and religion. That's why they strong.
Mm-hmm.
They
stick to it. They stick to it.
Yeah. And then as soon as we get away from that multiverse, well, that's what I call religion, the multiverse, and start going to spirituality, they flip it up and say, you doing demon time shit.
Oh, they gonna demonize you against some stuff that once you start figuring out what your culture really was before it was taken from you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna tell you it's witchcraft and it's all this other stuff, and they're gonna usher it in behind the religion that they gave you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a that they gave you. You know what I'm saying? You got on your knees and started praying to that dude, and while you had your eyes closed, they handed you that book and they took your land.
And you lost all your energy when you took that damn book, because your whole energy was you wake up in the morning, go outside, you get the sun rays, you praying to the real God, which is Ra, the sun God. Your spirituality is how you conduct yourself, how you live in your fucking community, and how you treat your family. That's your spirituality. Then when shit when spiritual warfare happens, you tap into yourself.
No, because I'm saying they, but it's really we are being taught to look for something outside of us. We done made another left. I'm looking for something outside of us to save you, dog. Like, there ain't no Sky Daddy coming to save you, big dog. Like, it just ain't. Like,
the Sky Daddy is us. That's the thing they don't want us to realize. We the Sky Daddy.
Exactly. So when you praying and praising and hooting and hollering and all that other good feeling stuff that you're doing it for you. So just do it for you. There's no point in looking for something outside of you.
They want to tell.
I thought about this earlier. I thought about this earlier, but it was like, you know, when it says when you being taught, lean not into your own understanding. Well, what other understanding is there?
Yep.
So you telling me that there's something out there that I'm just here in my little teeny bitty brain that I can't comprehend, but I'm supposed to be able to comprehend everything else that you see. Everything else you said, I'm supposed to be able to comprehend and take and apply and all this other stuff. But when it comes to something that don't make no sense, they tell you, oh, don't lean into your own understanding. Well, whose understanding should I be leaning into? Yours, mine, Jamaal's, whose? Who? Somebody tell me.
Yep.
What don't make sense, it don't make fucking sense.
That's the trick knowledge.
That don't make no motherfucking sense.
That's the trick knowledge, man. And the thing is that, yeah, I can sit up here and pray, meditate, do all that, and then something could happen, and then I see a quote unquote entity, right? And so the knowledge that the trick knowledge they put in our mind is that all of a sudden, oh man, that's God. The reality is that that's something called your ancestors. That's called your peoples, because energy do not die. This physical frame, yes, it goes poof, but the energy dies. So that one uncle that you didn't clown and all that, but before he was an addict or a drunk, this nigga was this shit. He was on his shit. It just things happened. He fell off his thing, but he didn't came back in the afterlife.
You think about most of your aunts and uncles and all and grandparents or whatever that end up taking the ended up on some substance. I'm gonna just say that they ended up on a substance because I know that I got them in mind. Like there was a point in time them niggas was on, but that shit got them. Like whoever introduced it to them, I'm not gonna go down my family rabbit hole, but you know they got introduced to some shit that they shouldn't have been fucking with.
Yep.
And then now they not trustworthy. I'm gonna just say that.
Yep.
Now I still love them the same, but I don't trust them at all. Not even look, because that shit got you. You know what I'm saying?
It's not you no more.
It ain't the you that I know.
Yeah, it's not you no more. You didn't transition into a zombie state where your mind is now controlled by that disease you have, what's called addiction. And so that's another thing. Like, understand, like that whole movement from the Enron game to the crack game to fentanyl to where we at right now. This shit is what we call strategic warfare. Now, unfortunately, now the fentanyl game is a game that, because the X-Men and all them and the multiverse played upon us, you had entities like the powerful, I'm gonna call them the powerful aggro nation, saw that shit and be like, this is how we're gonna wage warfare on them. Because we know besides the people of color, we know that country is nothing but drug addicts. So let's come up with this synthetic shit that we're gonna sell a brick for $500 that's gonna wipe out quote unquote cocaine and have a shitload of ODs that we're going through right now, because they putting fentanyl in everything. You know, they putting fentanyl in fucking the gummy candy and selling it at the gas station. Shorty's buying it. Yes, sir.
It's like the regular candy, like the little gummy worms and shit like that.
But they trying to lie and say they THC, so Shorty's gonna buy them naturally. Feds told me that about 2 months ago.
Can't trust shit, dog. Can't trust shit.
They sprinkle the Fenny in the weed now. They try to make the weed potent and shit.
Can't trust shit, dog.
So when you think about it, if there is, all right, so let's try to get back to where we started back off with, Power Rangers and the X-Men. All right, I'm gonna go back. So let's
go back. Let's take it back, way back.
So let's just say, this is one another conspiracy theory I'm going down the rabbit. That's gonna lead us down another rabbit hole. But let's just say Agent Orange gets in office because the X-Men is doing a horrible job of campaigning for their person. Let's just say Agent Orange gets in office. There is a great likelihood that once he gets in office, they're gonna pretty much unalive that man. They already tried it 2 times already this year on him.
You think that was real?
Yes, sir. And they tried to keep it quiet. They tried to keep it quiet. That's how
It's more of a publicity stunt, dog. Like my man that dog dude was 500 yards, 5 football fields away, and they had already peeped him before Agent Orange even got up there. Like,
well, yeah, so they're gonna label it attempt because the nigga was locked and loaded. Now he ain't getting no shot off or nothing like that, but he's locked and loaded.
Probably 30 weapons locked and loaded in between him and him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
I'm gonna let you rock though. I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead, land your plane.
I'm gonna go with you. Let's go. Let's just say yes. They're prompting us. They're getting our mind ready that they finna whack this man pretty much. And then when they whack him, here's my thesis.
I got you.
Here's my thesis. They whack him, and if it stays, it's fake, and but anyway it goes, when they whack him, it is gonna guarantee you our civil war within this country, right? It's gonna guarantee it, right? Because he is a hero to a whole other side of people that we ain't counting. He has got a lot of us on his side lately too. So,
I mean, some of his beliefs lined up with mine better than all. You know what I'm saying?
So there we go. And so
The
what
lady that's
happened?
married to the Jaws dude. You know what I'm saying?
So what happens is when they do happen,
I ain't feeling. I'm not really feeling old girl.
yeah. I mean, that's the point. That's the point. That's why they put it up there. Like, really, if the X-Men were really trying to win, and it's been a no-brainer, knowing Sleepy Joe's situation that he was incompetent to do it based on his age, they could have started pumping my girl Michelle Obama up, and we all know that would have been a fighting chance for
I
her.
almost probably would have went better with that than,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Because here's the reality, like a lot of us, I mean, I take it for real, but a lot of us don't understand is that they have rigged the voting game. So,
But the voting has always been the same. It's an electoral college, and they claim that, oh, we tally the votes, and then and whatever the amount of votes, that's who that your representative of your state votes into the electoral college. But then when you do your research, that has nothing to do with either one. Like, were we voting? That's just popular vote.
It's just popular vote. That's it. That's it.
They want to vote.
My point. And so this is why I say all this shit is written. So once the Civil War happens and we have civil unrest, this is when the UN comes in. The UN already came out with a world security plan that if some shit go left, right, they come in and take over. Yeah, and so that's the ultimate thing, because in the end, the way the world is going and the way we've been running shit is that a change is must. It's gonna come. It's gonna happen. And for a lot of us, it's gonna have to be messy for us to accept it. We just ain't gonna be able to say, yeah, let's go link up with Russia and China and fuck with their currency. Now motherfuckers that was quote unquote billionaires, when they go to a different country, their money gonna equal up to 100 million. They ain't gonna be able to sit well with that. But all of a sudden your money ain't shit, don't mean shit. Now you pull like everybody else. And we know some people just gonna take themselves out the game because that ain't the world they want to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And usher in the new world order. And that's why I just see where we heading. Because I just see shit is just too off nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
We headed to some shit that's been in play for at least a good 50, 60 years, man.
Facts. You can see it now. I mean, it's too blatant.
Yeah, it's just the fact that we are the generation that is having. That's the fucked up part. It's like our parents are gonna be they're aging out, so they're gonna for them. It's like, hey, I done lived mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to live through it, and hopefully, I equip you with everything you need. We are the new elders, and we really don't have any idea how we're gonna deal with this shit.
No, because they didn't. Little how some of us try to fight like we're so independent and so headstrong. The reality is that if 90, I'm just gonna stay with us. If 90% of us all of a sudden woke up tomorrow and they said your job is irrelevant, your money is irrelevant, there's like I said, 90% of us gonna look and say, what the fuck, right? They're gonna go crazy. Us. And a lot of us, that's 90%. I'm talking about came from a lot of nothing, but over the years we've been sitting pretty uncomfortable for a minute, and we don't even know what the struggle is no more. We turn our nose up. We turn our nose up to motherfuckers that's struggling now. Oh, motherfucker, get a job, y'all lazy. Ooh. How your kids outside like that? You know, we talk to our own like that now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when shit hit the fan, it's just funny how life returns, because the same motherfuckers you can turn your nose up, they're gonna be the dons. Because you know why? They don't know what struggle they used to struggle.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be much for them. They done been without for a lot longer than, you know, a lot of us who are no longer without. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
the haves and the have-nots. That's what you're dealing with at that point.
Man, I saw some shit the other day that blew my mind. I saw a motherfucker family that was starving, G. They ain't ate in 3 days, and I'm saying, you think like, how is that possible? Well, you got all these little food programs and shit like that, but when motherfucking got a place to stay or anywhere to cook food, and you've been in some shit where you can't go certain places, yeah, motherfuckers are starving. And you wouldn't think that's real in America, but motherfuckers is actually starving. That shit fucked me up when I saw that shit. I thought they were bullshit.
Damn.
I took them to the restaurant. Them motherfuckers got them the Wendy's thing where you get like 5 items from some shit for like $3. Well, I forgot what it's called. These motherfuckers, yeah, these motherfuckers ate that shit in 2 seconds.
It's a shame I still know what the 4 for 4 is.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie, you talking about the haves and the have-nots, and you are so what's the term I'm looking for? You've been so separated from it for a certain amount of time that you don't start to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have my moments, dog. Like, I ain't on you front. Like, I have my moments. I'm like, nah, that shit is like poverty, dog. I'm not doing that shit. Like, that shit is poverty. 4 for 4. What the fuck is that?
Right. And then to see a motherfucker eat that shit without taking a breath, then you know it's real. That's what I'm saying.
I wonder how niggas felt when they started taking the damn ramen noodles off the shelf. I heard about that shit the other day. I was like, I knew they was gonna get y'all niggas. Like, they already make that shit with styrofoam. I knew they was gonna get y'all. Hey, hey, man. Besides stop eating pork, stop eating ramen noodles was number 2 for me. Like, to no longer eat pork was a struggle for me, right? But it was a decision I made. I made personally a decision. Like, it ain't had nothing to do with anything else. I'm just a non-pork eater, right? But then when I started doing the research, like, this is why you can't go down certain rabbit holes, man, because you won't want to live anymore. Like, the way fucked up as this world is, like it's got styrofoam and all this other shit, and now they talking about it's got all these other toxins and all this other stuff in it that they got to take it off the shelf. Like, that was niggas' main source of fucking food.
Man, that was what we came up in when I was in college.
Niggas been like I said, niggas $3 in jail, nigga. That's currency. The fuck?
And I wonder when I finished college, I had a motherfucking bill. I was bloated because all that shit you can't digest styrofoams, dog.
You know how much we went going down some other shit now, but you know how much sodium is in one packet? 200 milligrams of salt. Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah. 200 milligrams of salt. That's damn near a whole salt shaker. And if you're like me, and you grew up, you know what I'm saying, off of ramen noodles. I ain't gonna talk about our financial situation, but ramen noodle was readily available.
Oh, it's all right, guys. Let me tell you this, man. We struggle. We both struggle. So before ramen noodles, right? The hot soup meal to go was Campbell's chicken noodle and soup. Then if you had a little bit more bread, you got Mrs. Grass soup. That was the equivalent of what ramens was. And then all of a sudden, in the 90s, ramens pop out. And then
no, wait a minute. Before it was actually the brand, because ramen is a brand, right? But before it was ramen, come on, it was oodles and noodles, gentlemen. Oodles of, well, it wasn't oodles and noodles, it was oodles of noodles.
Oodles of noodles, yep.
Oodles of noodles. Yep. It was oodles and noodles.
Yep.
Oodles and noodles, nigga.
Yep. So
I was introduced to oodles and noodles at 7 years old from my ghetto ass cousin. I was like, oodles of what? It was like, yeah, it's the noodles and the blah 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 blah. And the first thing I told my parents, hey, I need some oodle, whatever I said, right? I know I meant. Nigga had me locked box. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, it's no reason I was 12 years old, 6'3", and 350 pounds.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying? It was the goddamn food. It was the food. I was original Baby Huey.
Oodles and noodles, dog. Oodles and noodles in that project, motherfucking peanut butter and cheese.
Peanut butter and cheese, oodles and noodles, the motherfucking SpaghettiOs, the raviolis. The motherfucker, hey, real talk, nigga, sardines. I'm gonna used to eat them sardines.
I was never on the sardines though.
Hey, when you want to stack up something, hey, you fuck with that with the mustard and crackers.
We didn't have sardines, nigga. We had hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs and spaghetti. Remember those shit? Yeah.
Hey, I was so treacherous. I ate. This is disgusting that I think about it. I ate hot dogs straight out the pack.
Yeah, you were disgusting. Yeah, that's some nasty shit.
No microwave, no hot water, no grill, no skillet, no nothing. Cut the pack open, eat the hot dog like that shit.
Yeah,
like spam.
Yeah, that's
no spam when that I knew of till later on, but I ate hot dogs out the pack.
See, spam was the first Franken food. That was the first fake meat right there. Was spam.
I never got into it.
Me either. I looked at it and that shit bubbled up like that. I said, "Nah, I'm good." Niggas was like, "Yeah, you wanted the bubble." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, G. I'm straight."
Fucking spam, dog. That shit is disgusting.
But I mean, think about it now. We in a place now where California got a label and say if the meat is lab or regular grown meat. Think about that. Why
it's all lab, man. It's all lab. If you didn't grow that motherfucking, if you had that chicken clucking in your backyard, that shit is motherfucking lab.
So man, yeah, but yeah, so that's my thesis on Agent Orange. Like he gonna get up in there only for a nigga to.
It's for them to pop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hold on, let me put a disclaimer in there. We here at Talk Your Shit Saturday cannot confirm or not incriminating ourselves or anyone else.
Oh, this is for entertainment purposes.
This is for entertainment purposes and conversation only. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, because somebody may go back in time and like, hey, them niggas said that.
Hell yeah. Then them people already got enough other stuff going on. I don't need them coming for that.
I was like, hold on, we're talking about double. Hold on. So let me go home. I'm gonna say, you see this book called New World Order? Read this chapter. You're gonna see the boys going down the stairs, you're gonna see when you get assassinated, it's gonna say Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Or they're gonna come to my house and be like, look, he has behold a pale horse.
Right. Man, I got this in 96, man. Go get it.
Right. You're like, we checked your records. This is the second time you done bought this book. Like, nah, I left it in the airport one time. Somebody else got that book. I don't know. I bought another.
So let's go down that let's finish going down that Diddy rabbit hole.
Oh, Diddy Bop, huh?
So okay. Do you believe Diddy was targeted or he got what he was supposed to get?
I believe both. I also believe that it was it happened when it happened because it's a distraction for some other shit that we just didn't see. Because the right hand ain't gonna never tell the left hand what it's doing. But so what that distraction was, I don't necessarily know because it was a distraction and it worked. Now, do I think Diddy did that shit? Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, I do. I really do. But my bigger question is what happened that got him to that mental space? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I be wanting to know. Like when some felonious shit happens like that, I be wanting to know. Like, damn, how did they get to a mental space like that to where it was like I felt like I had to dominate everybody, and the only thing I could think of is somebody did it to you.
Now let's go that rabbit hole. That's the rabbit hole I was waiting for you to go down.
All right, let's go.
Now you know he is a protege of Clyde Davis. I forgot his name. Another black executive, and then Quincy Davis.
All the ones that dead.
Well, no, Clyde's still alive. The other one, Harrell, he's dead. I mean, he's dead, and then Quincy is still alive.
Andre Harrell.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Andre Harrell passed. Yeah, that's so. Those three I just named has a long history in the industry of running up in they artists, and then if their artists don't play right by them, strange things happen. So now I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole.
Hey, but hey, hold on. Why you sliding out? I don't want to say that. That's a pause. But why you going down that rabbit? Yeah, I had to stop. That's some Roger Rabbit shit. While we're entertaining this, don't you think it's it is practices that is been passed down from them other people? Maybe mainly the Jaws and the other people who are in positions of authority in the industry and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Because we have an idea who those people are.
It's actually a ritual. I found it out. It's actually a ritual that is really the true definition of selling your soul, because once you allegedly take a person's manhood like that, that person now has control and has something over you. You have to now obey that person. So when you think about, all these cats and their influence on music, where, Quincy Davis goes back to motherfucking the Rat Pack, right? You know what I'm saying? He go back to that, but when we go to Rat Pack, our brother Sammy Davis Jr., right, was allegedly known to be openly bisexual, and so it was never that. And then he was also, the tricky part people kind of omit is that he was an open Satanist. And he'd be like,
they say he was a black Jew,
a black
Jewish man.
Yeah, so I'm about to tell you. So this is where where he kind of fucked niggas' heads up, and they didn't even know where he's come from. He said he identified as his culture and religion. His culture and religion as being a black Jew, a black Israelite. He said this shit. That's why he had the 6-point stone. But he said his belief was in Satan because of the things that he's done in the music industry. And so we fast forward and now going back to Puff. Puff was an intern at fucking 16 years old, hanging out with 30 and 40 years old. And his parents was cool with it because his parents was getting paid off from them people he was hanging out with. So we already know.
His mom, because his dad was his biological father.
Yeah,
that got killed when he was like 2.
2, yeah.
Because his dad used to drive for Frank Lucas.
Yeah, the one of the famous. Yep.
Yeah, so because Frank Lucas used to drive for Bumpy Johnson. His daddy, Melvin Combs, used to drive for Frank Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was a drug dealer. That's, in Harlem, that's, what I'm saying? That's where they got their bread from. But anyway, go ahead.
So, Puff got touched up at a young age. And so if you look at Puff history, it's always been like some turmoil around him, like with his own people. Like he threw when he was like 18, he threw some type of charity basketball game where the people told him it was too many people in there, and he still had let the game go, and motherfuckers got trampled to death, right? That was his first introduction to the shit where we could go down the rabbit hole of everybody getting fucked over, the whole shooting thing with J-Lo and Sean in the club, and just shit after shit, how he did it. And then the one person people kind of overlooked when she said it back in the day, they just thought she was in her feelings. It was Biggie Smalls' mama said, "You know who killed my baby?" Everybody thought she was just in her feelings, but she tried to say it then. But my point with Puff is that I think Puff fell into the OJ syndrome. I think Puff felt that because he was been doing what he been doing at a high level for such a long time, and he a billionaire and all that. Mm-hmm. He lost his way. So when he went to the people at Ciroc asking for a raise, because he's saying his influence brought the brand so much money, which it did. So
Diageo.
Yep. And they already said, bro, we made you a billionaire. What are you talking about a raise? And Puff was like, he wanted more bread, so they told him no. And so Puff probably high as a kite off the baby oil and all type of shit, decided to sue Ciroc and said they were being racist towards him. And so I think right then and there, this was an old school, oh nigga, you done forgot your place. Let me show you something.
Let me go ahead and put you back in place where you belong.
Let me butt fuck you like we did R. Kelly, like we did Bill Cosby in front of the public, especially you.
Because it all looked the same.
Yep.
They got Kells, then they got Bill, and then they got Puff. Who next?
Well, they saying Hov is next. I don't know how true that is, but point forward, and my thing is that once again, if Puff if the powers that be didn't let Puff run amok for the last 30 some odd years, and they were supposed to be the elite and Jay-Z right next to him, you can't tell me he ain't got no mud on.
All of them do. I mean, because right now, if you look at it, it's gonna be Puff, Hov, 50. Them the three.
Well, I think 50. I think honestly, because when we look at it, and we talked about this, we talked about this a couple years back. I think we talked about this before the pandemic. It's just like at the time, 50 was the only one talking real reckless to Puff, and it was nothing was happening. And so when I think about it now, they were grooming 50 to replace Puff. Because when you think about it now, Puff got this big ass studio like Tyler Perry down south. He doing movies and he this big dude and signing actors and doing all this shit. And it's like, that's Puffy. And so I look at it where they're moving the chess piece where we're seeing 50 is taking over. I don't know who else they can put up there with 50, but Hov and Puff kind of moving to the side.
Nah, Hov and Puff ain't moving to the side. They moving their ass to the side. And
well, you know,
he's taking advantage of the situation so he can be next. Be top dog, because there's gonna be a top dog in this boule. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a top dog in this black boule.
But I can tell you this now, and it's recorded. We know for a fact 50 got some shit behind him. And we already know how the game plays. So when they gonna come discredit him, they gonna pull up all this little dirt and all the shit. We oblivious to what he been doing.
Yeah, unfortunately, dog.
Yeah, that's the game right
now. Like, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's the game.
I'm gonna hate it when it happened, but I'm gonna speak on it too, though. I'm not gonna not speak on it. I'm gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know 50 feel away. 50 got personal issues with Puff. Let's think about it. 50 got personal issues with Puff. And what's the light-skinned single nigga that got his son?
I'll be sure. So let's stay with 50 right quick. We're gonna jump to Albie. Let's stay with 50. Okay. Here's the almighty question. How is 50 married to a girl, has a baby by this girl, after having a baby by this girl, Puffy allegedly prostitutes her out to all his partners? How, Sway? How, Sway?
I ain't got the answer, Sway.
So my point is, that's no new behavior on her. She's probably been on that.
Yeah, she been a hoe.
So why is 50 marrying her, putting the seed in, and then all of a sudden it's all staged? That's my point. It's all staged to have beef. This is all staged to have beef. That's
so you're saying the beef is staged?
Yes. Yeah. Think about what I just said. Like they said, this girl has been Puffy's main little bottom hoe for years before 50. Okay.
But Phil, why have man? We all know that once you have pregnant one of these chicks, dog, like you give up all leverage, you give up all everything. Like
this is how I know it's
side note. If you don't have children by women you do not plan on being with, disclaimer, young black men, do not. I don't care what she tell you in the moment. Do not have a child by a woman you do not plan on being with forever, because she will make your forever fucked up.
This is how I know it stays with 50. And I'm going to evoke my Dr. Umar in me.
Come on.
Listen.
Ifa Tunde, fly guy.
Right. Like Tunde. Hey, 50 50 was in love with a snow bunny by the name of Chessie Graham. When I say in love with her, he was madly in love with this snow bunny to a point where he wanted to marry her and everything. She told him no. He wanted to have kids with her. She said no. So how do you go from a elite snow bunny, because it wasn't just no rounders money, you know, she come from money and guap the fuck up. How do you go from an elite snow bunny to an industry hoe? And then get a baby and marry her?
He married her, you sure?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Had a whole baby. That's that little light skinned Asian looking boy. That's me.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the girl? What's the chick name?
I forgot her name. Look Asian and shit. I forgot her name.
I thought she was like black and Asian.
Yeah, something like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She look Asian. Yeah, been in multiple videos, all that goofy ass shit. So my point is that's a stage B. So when people see 50 going at Puff, they'll know like, oh, that's the beef. Puff been prostituting this girl, his wife, and so that's another reason they locking Puff up. I wouldn't be surprised if he put that in his little documentary about Puff.
They got Diddy fucked up, dog.
But here's the thing I believe, though, because I don't think none of this just happened. Say, when these niggas sign up and get on that checkerboard, they tell them they rise and they fall.
You think it's already planned? You think they already
It's already written. Yep. They give them a certain amount of time span, and they give them a time span. I guess there's a certain barometer, like a job. Like if you hit some barriers and like that, we'll extend your stay. If you don't, here's how we finna downfall you.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Because
I think they would fight it more if they knew the absolute end date. Like, so think about Puff. So this is 24 when this is really going on. Puff been on since, let's just say, 90, 92. So they're gonna be like, all right, so we're gonna give you a 30-year run. You know what I'm saying? And then it's up.
But because I think he was still hitting barometers, and like I said, I think he still would have. Because I think they were gonna do with Puff was just like they do with any old CEO. They was gonna phase him out, and we was gonna see 50. You know what I'm saying? I think that was originally the plan, but shit went different with him when he didn't follow the playbook. He went against code and decided to sue because think about it. There's nothing wrong with, let's keep it a G. Whatever you want to do with the baby oil and whatever you want to do it with, that's on you. Now, when you start drugging motherfuckers and videotaping them to have something over their head, you playing a different ball game. Where do you learn that ball game from?
He playing the same game. He playing by the rules they playing by, though.
My point. But how many?
The thing is, he's the one in the public eye. We don't know the rest of them other niggas.
That's my point. That's my whole point. How many niggas in the public eye, that public, gonna willing to play that game like that, right? And been playing that game for 30 years where he did that, and then when they came and got him, they did it gangster. They went and got all the tapes of the people they wanted to get the tapes from and left the tapes of the other people. So now,
yeah, it definitely was somebody on that other end, like, hey, when you go in there, get my shit.
Yeah, and hey, people was like, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like that definitely how that shit went. Like, yo, you go in there, get my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The rest of the motherfuckers, they fall guys at this point. Get my shit.
Yeah, we don't want to see nothing about Prince Harry getting his back blown out. We don't want to see none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what was going on. We don't want to see none of the high-ranking folks. And so people was like, why Puff didn't run like Russell Simmons did? Because Puff, in the end of the day, was one of their hitsmen, and he knew there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah, Russell Simmons was something.
That's different. That's different. Yeah, that's different. If Puff would have tried to run anywhere else, he know he's good as God. He going to sell. They could do the whole Mike Epstein thing that I think is gonna happen.
Cause he already in whatever little raggedy ass fucking jail that shit is.
Yeah.
So like the outside of that shit, boy.
That's what they say, yeah, but you know they got that nigga somewhere else. You already know the game.
Yeah, MCD or something.
Yeah, they done moved him out through another van and took his ass somewhere in Colorado underground somewhere. And they tell him
Colorado's known for that.
Yeah.
Colorado's known for having some hidden shit.
Yeah, and they tell him now, hey bro, how you want to play this? You want to go out like a G, or you want to sit like R. Kelly in that cell? What you want to do? Go out like a G. We're gonna put you on the same island with Mike Epstein. Well, you gotta go dress though. You gotta go dress enough. We're gonna be on there with also Nip too.
You think so? You think the three of them still alive?
Yes, sir.
You think Nip still alive?
Nip. Now
Nip got smoked in front of his own store, laid out flat.
All right, let me go down this rabbit hole.
Shit! Come on now. Why would they do Nipsey like that? Nipsey was on the rise, but he wasn't at the point of. I think he assassinate him.
I think Nip, because he was truly independent, and they knew his talent, and they threw that bag, and I think he took it at first and didn't realize he didn't want it, and then they got him. So here's the thing that I want you to go check out, and we gotta have a whole nother show about this. We see Nip a lot nowadays. You guess who Nip is? He just got a little bit bigger. It's Big Hit.
Big who?
Big Hit. The rapper called Big Hit. He's supposed to be Hit Boy's father.
He's supposed to be what?
Go watch him very closely. That is Nip's, only with this buffed up. It's the same fucking mannerisms when they fucking talk the same everything. That is Nip, G.
So you saying like when Gucci came out of prison?
Well, Goose was what we saw with the definition of Clone Tyrone. That ain't that fat Gucci. That ain't the Atlanta, Georgia Gucci man that went into the feds. That's somebody else.
Nope. Number one, that nigga talk. he enunciate way too well for me.
He talk like he British.
The Gucci I know, I couldn't stand.
Yeah.
I used to say that nigga talk like he had marbles in his mouth.
Why everybody he grew up with he don't fuck with no more? That's impossible to do. Yeah, I know you are.
No, that ain't impossible.
Well,
because you got to think about it. You own something totally different. So there's a lot of people you may have grew. Well, I'm gonna speak for me. I can't speak for Jamaal. There's a lot of people I grew up with that I no longer fuck with. I fuck with. I don't know I'm a clone. I've been the same.
No, I fuck with him from distance. Like we don't get tight, but what I'm saying is that if your family say you different, like I get your cousins and shit like that, but they were saying he was close with his family. He wasn't estranged from his family. And when they say it's different, and it's not far-fetched for that to happen because it goes back to what I just said. Like, look how many people from his fucking label that done some wicked shit that's contributing to all this bullshit that's being out here. 1017, 1087, whatever that shit is, 1017, yeah, it's a horrible record label. They signed the wildest niggas on purpose.
I mean, so what you think gonna happen when you out here wilding, and then you get money with it? You make yourself a target. You know what I'm saying? That's by design.
So yeah, but come on, G. You know, I deal with these motherfuckers. You dealing with a 12-year-old that grew up in a shithole, and they gave this nigga some shit with some switches in the pack, and he didn't all of a sudden made motherfucking $3,000 in 48 hours. What you doing with that?
What the shorty gonna do with $3,000? He gonna.
Well, I'm just saying, how you gonna try to get that shorty mind off some other shit? Because like I say, he 12, ain't no food in the family. He probably got some little sisters. Daddy ain't around. Mama on the shit. Now all of a sudden he got a pack in the switch, and he didn't bring three threes in 48 hours. Now they telling him, hey man, go blow these little niggas down. We're gonna give you 5,000. What you think he finna do?
Oh, he gonna go ahead and let it ride, bro.
And then once he do one, he gonna get thirsty. I want to do it again.
Cause he got a taste for it now.
Yeah. What happened? That little motherfucker just got programmed. The Wire told us how this shit go left with these shorties. They told us the blueprint.
got taste for it at that point. Like
The Wire was by far the illest cinematization of real life I think was ever made in the TV show, in my personal opinion, just because I'm a hood nigga. And I see these shorties, and I seen shorties transform like they show how shorties transform.
I'm with you.
And so what I do know, them same shorties, it is some real therapy you gotta get them motherfuckers, but they can be changed though. They can be switched, but you gotta get them out their environment. You can't change nobody in the environment. It's fucked up.
Well, hold on. Let's get back to this Puff, Hove, and 50. So back to Puff, Hove, and 50. So you think Hove is next? I don't think Hove is touchable right now.
Well,
I think Hove has done a great job. Excuse me, he has done a great job when you go back and you look at his history of getting what he needs to get out of somebody and then creating distance. He's great at stick and move. He's gonna get what he needs to get out of the situation and he's gonna move along. He's not gonna stick around. He's not gonna foster those relationships. It's very few relationships that he's gonna continue to foster, and that's gonna be people that's always gonna be subordinate to him.
I think that would have been true maybe 5 years ago, but whatever Cat Williams knew at the beginning of the year when he said it, it's something in the air where all that wicked shit getting exposed, man. And so I think we know for a fact he is wicked because we know just being at that level, there is no cleanness. You can't. It's not possible. And so I think the point is that for him to really get exposed, it's going to have to be somebody within the industry that's going to flip on him with concrete evidence. It can't be that Jaguar White type of shit. It has to be, yeah, Hov did this and that. And then I think the sad part about it is that if you do get to that level, your girl B gonna be the sacrificial lamb. Because what you just said about.
I think it's the other way around though. I think he will have to be the one to fall on the sword, and she will be the one to elevate.
I think he too egotistic for following that sword.
Yeah, but her following is too large. Her following larger than her.
It is, but you gotta think. You gotta think that it's still a sexist society, and so that's why I think they use the fact her following as the cushion. Well,
think who's gonna be easier to control in that? You think Hov, when his ego is gonna be easier to control than B and hers?
Well, you gotta think about B as absolutely controlled because you just said something very profound. B by far has the most fan base in the following, but in the end of the day, if we wear it out, they say who was the top R&B singer, they're not gonna say her. They're gonna say Taylor Swift.
And I don't see it. Like
the numbers, they're like the numbers. They already.
I don't see.
I mean, we know the talent. The talent is there with B. There is no talent with Swift, but when I say
that's why I don't see it. Like I understand the Swift chick. I understand she, you know what I'm saying. It's not my demo, and I get that part, but I just don't. Taylor Swift never hits my algorithm, my nigga. That's all I'm saying. Like, I guess she doesn't make music for the 40-something-year-old black male like me. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, hell, rarely does motherfucker beat. You know what I'm saying? But Jay-Z shit, dude.
Because what happens if this shit do go left with Hov? And they say Hov got something to do with Aaliyah, and then it comes out that Hov said he did everything to get Aaliyah out the way to pump up Beyonce.
Think he didn't when he did? Think he didn't when he did, my nigga?
So now
the whole situation with Dame and having to think about this now. We conspiracy theory we conspiracy theory down in this motherfucker. So think about this. You got Aaliyah, arguably in her time, one of the best songstress, entertaining black women in R&B at the time.
Pause for a second. I'm a strike from the woman part in she was by far the best teen singer slash songwriter ever in music history, and she was child trafficking.
Yes, I give you teen because hell, we was teens at the same time, and you still thought she was grown. You still thought she was just because of the way they did her.
The way they propped her up.
Yeah, the way they propped her up.
Dressed her up as a tomboy, but a sexy tomboy with the makeup and all that. But you swear, like you said, you were passing for a 23 or 24-year-old in the second versus fucking 15, 16-year-old.
So, okay, let me ask you this though. All right, what's it? We we in this rabbit hole. So what does Aaliyah have to do with Left Eye? Because it all has to tie in, dog.
Yeah, so I think
Left Eye's off the board, and then Aaliyah's off the board, and this happens closely together.
Yeah, I forgot the connection, but yeah, it was a point where left out once again. She was getting slutted. I hate to say it, she was getting slutted out and came to epiphany that no more is no more, and went and got with Dr. Sabi and got spiritually right and all that shit, and then took a plane where she didn't want get on the plane like Aaliyah, and allegedly she got drugged and all type of shit.
So you got Aaliyah. So you saying get Aaliyah off the board, who is definitely gonna stand in the way of all of them female songstress. I'll just call them that.
Because why was Beyonce out the same time as Aaliyah, and why was Beyonce getting trafficked in H-Town? Because there's allegedly a sex tape with her and Pimp C and another dude getting it in the threesome.
That unfortunately don't doubt.
At a young age, and so what I'm saying, like in that industry, child trafficking is a thing, and it's just not with girls. It's with young boys too. We're talking to Ushers. We're talking to Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, oh my god! When that little white nigga, that little dirty nigga, finally tell his fucking story, dog,
he gonna sound like Jaguar Wright, cause he popped in the head. That's what I'm saying. He gonna sound like Jaguar Wright,
and they gonna make sure that he gonna be like. They gonna make sure he's so discredited it don't even matter what he say.
Yeah, so that's why he likely he's not gonna speak out. Usher felt like he had to give up Justin Bieber so he could get Puff off his ass. Literally.
Hell yeah.
Literally, what parent is gonna send sign their child off to something called Puff camp, where you got a baby boy kicking it with a mogul that you know for partying doing well.
Oh, the fact that the parents signed over a temporary guardianship to Usher.
Yeah.
And then Usher takes him to the Diddy Bop camp. Not never, my nigga. Not never. Not without me. Not without me. Nigga, you finna sign both of us.
You'll be surprised what these motherfuckers do for that bread.
I'm not sending my child. It's not none of that shit.
Aaliyah
her ass is gonna be singing right around this motherfucking four walls before you go there without me.
Aaliyah parents signed off on R. Kelly for it.
I know, and that's crazy. You done pimped out your own child. You pimped out your own child with the promise of this fucking career. You got a child that's 14, 15, 16 with a talent. They are rebellious at this time. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to find their own identity. You don't know nothing about the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like if one of my kids was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper and this, that, and the third, and such, Young Jeezy coming to get me and this, that, and he taking me to these shows and this, that." Nah, Jeezy coming to get us, my nigga. Us. You don't go in no room that I ain't in.
And you ain't smoking nothing that you ain't roll up.
Hey, I'm bringing your water.
Yep.
I'm bringing your Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? I know you want. That's the crazy part because they're gonna try to find a way to separate these kids from their parents, dog.
Always.
That's the craziest part. It's like
they do it professionally too. I mean, prime example how they separate the parents and even how the parents get wild. John Morant pops. Prime example of that.
what he done did.
Well, remember he was hand and foot with his son, but they made a show with all right, send them hoes over there to pop dukes. Send some rappers over there to pop dukes. So Pops got admired with the life of being the father of John Morant. You know?
Over there digging them little 19 and 21-year-old
Yeah.
chicks.
Yeah. Getting multiple. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's tough, but you gotta watch your setup. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta watch your setup. I mean, we all fall prey to a lot of the same dumb shit, man. As men, we all fall prey to a lot of the same dumb shit. Not saying that I'm oblivious to any of that shit, but what I'm saying at the end of the day is I understand that I'm dealing with a certain type of evil here, and anything like that,
you gotta be on point. Hey man, my phone about to die, man.
Oh, we good, man. We an hour and a half in this, man. We're going to wrap it up, man. We'll wrap it up. We had to come.
Man. We're going to continue this, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. This is a good one, man.
Hey, I'm gonna be out that way next weekend. So.
All right, let me know. Y'all be here because we leave the following week.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I got you, bro. Hey, I'm your boy OSIRIS the God. This is Jamaal the God over here, man. And we conspiracy theories, and we appreciate y'all rocking with
all
us.
Entertainment purpose, by the way.
Nothing on here is factual. We are not telling on anybody, nor are we telling on ourselves. It's all entertainment purposes and just a point of conversation.
Yep, that's it.
Just talking shit. Just two black men talking shit, man. This is Saturday. Talk your shit Saturday, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.